Visit parthakachana.com for technology resources and stock analysis. Here are 50 intermediate-level JavaScript interview questions along with detailed answers. These questions are crafted for interviewees attending an in-person interview and are designed to help viewers prepare for their interviews in a comprehensive manner. 1. What is the difference between and in JavaScript? Answer. Is the loose equality operator, meaning it compares values after type coercion. Is the strict equality operator, meaning it compares both value and type without performing type coercion. Example, JavaScript. Console.log 5 == 5 / true due to type coercion. Console.log 5 == 5 / false, different types. 2. How do you create a deep copy of an object in JavaScript? Answer. A deep copy duplicates all levels of an object. One common way is by using JSON.stringify and JSON.parse. However, this method doesn't work for functions, undefined, or of infinity. For complex objects, you may need a custom solution or use libraries like _clone deep. Example, JavaScript. Let obj equals a 1b a c. 2. Let deep copy equals JSON.parse, JSON.stringify obj. 3. What is the difference between let, var, and const? Answer. Var, function scoped and can be redeclared. Hoisted with an undefined value. Let, block scoped and can be updated but not redeclared within the same scope. Const, block scoped and cannot be updated or redeclared. Example, JavaScript. Var x equals 10, let y equals 20, const z equals 30. 4. What is a promise in JavaScript and why is it useful? Answer. A promise is an object representing the eventual completion or failure of an asynchronous operation. Promises provide a cleaner, more structured way to handle asynchronous operations compared to callbacks, especially when chaining multiple async operations. Example, JavaScript. Let promise equals new promise, resolve, reject equals, set timeout equals resolve success 1000. Promised then, result equals console.log result / outputs, success. 5. Can you explain what's call, apply, and bind do in JavaScript? Answer. All three methods are used to change the this context of a function. Call calls the function immediately, passing arguments one by one. Apply, similar to call, but arguments are passed as an array. Bind returns a new function with a bound this, but doesn't call it immediately. Example, JavaScript. Let obj equals name, Alice. Function greet, greeting. Console.log, $greeting, $this name. Greet a call, obj hello, / outputs. Hello, Alice. Greet, apply obj, hi, / outputs. Hi, Alice. Let bound greet equals greet bind, obj. Bound greet, hey, / outputs. Hey, Alice. 6. What are arrow functions, and how do they differ from regular functions? Answer. Arrow functions have a more concise syntax and lexically bind the this value, meaning this refers to the surrounding code where the arrow function was defined. Example, JavaScript. Let person equals name, Alice. Greet, function. Set timeout equals console.log, hello, $this name, / this is lexically bound to the person object. 1000. Personed greet, / outputs. Hello, Alice. 7. How does event delegation work in JavaScript? Answer. Event delegation allows a single event listener to handle events for multiple child elements by taking advantage of event bubbling. You attach the event listener to a parent element and check which child triggered the event using event target. Example, JavaScript. Document.querySelector, parent, .addEventListener, click, function, event. If event target matches to child. Console log, child element clicked. 8. What is the purpose of async and await in JavaScript? Answer. Async functions return a promise and can contain the await keyword, which pauses the execution of the function until the promise resolves or rejects, allowing for more readable asynchronous code. Example: JavaScript. Async function fetch data. Let response equals await fetch. https://api example com/data. Let data equals await response JSON. Console.log data. 9. What are template literals and how do they improve strings in JavaScript? Answer. Template literals allow for easier string concatenation and multiline strings using backticks. You can also embed expressions inside $. Example: JavaScript. Let name equals Alice. Let greeting equals hello, $name, welcome. Console.log greeting / outputs. Hello, Alice. Welcome. 10. What are REST parameters and how are they useful? Answer. REST parameters allow a function to accept an indefinite number of arguments as an array. They are useful when you don't know how many arguments will be passed. Example: JavaScript. Function sum, numbers. Return numbers that reduce. ACC cur equals ACC plus cur. Console.log sum 1, 2, 3, 4 / outputs. 10. 11. Explain the reduce method in JavaScript arrays. Answer. The reduce method applies a function against an accumulator and each element in the array from left to right to reduce it to a single value. Example: JavaScript. Let numbers equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Let sum equals numbers that reduce. ACC cur equals ACC plus cur 0. Console.log sum / outputs. 10. 12. How do you remove duplicates from an array? Answer. You can remove duplicates from an array using the set object or using methods like filter and index of. Example using set. JavaScript. Let ARR equals 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4. Let unique ARR equals new set ARR. Console.log unique ARR / outputs. 1, 2, 3, 4. 13. What is the difference between for in and for of loops? Answer. For in iterates over the enumerable properties of an object, including arrays, but not recommended for arrays. For of iterates over the values of an iterable object, such as arrays, strings, etc. Example: JavaScript. Let ARR equals 10, 20, 30. For let index in ARR. Console.log index / outputs 0, 1, 2. For let value of ARR. Console.log value / outputs 10, 20, 30. 14. What is the this keyword and how does it behave in different contexts? Answer. The this keyword refers to the object that is currently executing the function. Its value depends on how the function is called. Inside an object method, this refers to the object. In a regular function, non-strict mode, this refers to the global object. In strict mode or classes, this can be undefined. 15. How does the spread operator work in JavaScript? Answer. The spread operator allows an iterable, like an array or string, to be expanded into individual elements. It can also be used to combine arrays or clone objects. Example: JavaScript. Let ARR1 equals 1, 2, 3. Let ARR2 equals ARR1, 4, 5. Console.log ARR2 / outputs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 16. What is the event loop in JavaScript? Answer. The event loop is a mechanism that allows JavaScript to perform asynchronous operations. It checks the call stack and the message queue. When the call stack is empty, The event loop pushes functions from the message queue into the call stack. 17. How do you use object@assign? Answer. Object@assign is used to copy the values of all enumerable properties from one or more source objects to a target object. Example, JavaScript. Let target equals A, 1. Let source equals B, 2, C, 3. Object assign, target source. Console log target / outputs A, 1, B, 2, C3. 18. What are immediately invoked function expressions, IFEs? Answer. An IFE is a function that runs as soon as it is defined. It creates a local scope and avoids polluting the global scope. Example, JavaScript. Function. Console log IFE runs. Immediately. 19. What is function currying in JavaScript? Answer. Currying is a technique where a function doesn't take all its arguments at once, but instead returns a new function that takes the next argument, and so on. This is useful when you want to reuse functions with partial arguments pre-applied. Example, JavaScript. Function multiply A. Return function B. Return A, B. Let multiply by 2 equals multiply 2. Console.log multiply by 2, 3. / outputs 6. 20. How does object freeze work in JavaScript? Answer. Object freeze makes an object immutable. Once an object is frozen, you cannot add, modify, or delete any properties of that object. Example, JavaScript. Let obj equals name, Alice. Object freeze, obj. Obj name equals Bob. / this will fail silently in non-strict mode. Console.log obj name / outputs Alice. 21. What are closures in JavaScript? Answer. A closure is a function that remembers its outer variables and can access them even after the outer function has returned. Closures are formed every time a function is created, allowing functions to access the lexical scope of their environment. Example, JavaScript. Function outer. Let counter equals 0. Return function inner. Counter ++. Return counter. Const increment equals outer. Console.log increment / outputs 1. Console.log increment / outputs 2. 22. What are JavaScript generators and how do they work? Answer. A generator is a function that can be paused and resumed, and it produces a sequence of results. Generators are defined using the function syntax and can be controlled with the yield keyword. Example, JavaScript. Function generate numbers. Yield 1, yield 2, yield 3. Const gen equals generate numbers. Console.log gen next, the value, / outputs 1. Console.log gen next, the value, / outputs 2. 23. What are the differences between for each and map methods in JavaScript? Answer. For each executes a provided function once for each array element, but does not return a new array. Map executes a provided function once for each array element and returns a new array with the transformed elements. Example, JavaScript. Let ARR equals 1, 2, 3. Let doubled equals ARR map x equals x2 / 2, 4, 6. ARR for each x equals console log x2 / logs 2, 4, 6, but doesn't modify the original array. 24. How can you optimize the performance of JavaScript code? Answer. Some strategies for optimizing JavaScript code include minifying and bundling files, using request animation frame for animations, avoiding unnecessary reflows and repaints in the DOM, debouncing or throttling expensive operations like scroll and resize event handlers, lazy loading images and other assets. 25. How does the new keyword work in JavaScript? Answer. The new keyword is used to create an instance of an object that has a constructor function. It does the following. 1. Creates a new empty object. 2. Sets this to point to that new object. 3. Links the new object's prototype to the constructor function's prototype. 4. Returns the new object. Example, JavaScript. Function person name. This name equals name. Let person1 equals new person Alice. Console.log person1 name / outputs Alice. 26. What are weak references in JavaScript, and how does weak map work? Answer. A weak map is a collection of key/value pairs where keys must be objects and the values can be arbitrary. The key reference is weak, meaning it doesn't prevent the object from being garbage collected if there are no other references to it. Example, JavaScript. Let obj equals name, Alice. Let weak map equals new weak map. Weak map set obj info about Alice. Obj equals null / the object can be garbage collected. 27. What is memoization and how is it implemented in JavaScript? Answer. Memoization is an optimization technique that stores the results of expensive function calls and returns the cached result when the same inputs occur again. Example, JavaScript. Function memoize fn. Const cache equals return function args. Const key equals JSON.stringify args. If cache key. Return cache key. Const result equals fn args. Cache key equals result. Return result. Const factorial equals memoize function n. If n equals 0, return 1. Return n factorial n1. Console.log factorial 5 / outputs 120. 28. What are symbol data types in JavaScript? Answer. Symbol is a primitive data type introduced in ES6, and it is used to create unique and immutable identifiers for object properties. Symbols are often used to avoid property name collisions when dealing with object properties. Example, JavaScript. Let sim equals symbol unique. Let obj equals sim value. Console.log obj sim / outputs value. 29. How do you debounce a function in JavaScript? Answer. Debouncing is a technique that ensures a function is only executed once after a specified amount of time has passed since the last time it was invoked. It's useful for limiting the rate at which a function gets called. Example, JavaScript. Function debounce func delay. Let timer. Return function args. Clear timeout timer. Timer equals set timeout equals func.apply this args. Delay. Windowed add event listener resize debounce equals console.log resized 500. 30. What is the purpose of the finally block in a try catch statement? Answer. The finally block in a try catch statement is executed after the try and catch blocks, regardless of whether an error was thrown. It is often used for cleanup tasks. Example, JavaScript. Try, throw new error, oops. Catch e. Console.error e. Finally, console.log. This runs no matter what. 31. Explain the concept of destructuring in JavaScript. Answer. Destructuring is a convenient way of extracting values from arrays or properties from objects into distinct variables. Example, object destructuring, JavaScript. Const obj equals name, Alice, age, 25. Const name, age equals obj. Console.log name, / outputs, Alice. Console.log age, / outputs, 25. Example, array destructuring, JavaScript. Const ARR equals 1, 2, 3. Const first, second, equals ARR. Console.log first, / outputs 1. console.log second, / outputs. 2. 32. What is the call stack in JavaScript? Answer. The call stack is a data structure that keeps track of function calls in JavaScript. When a function is invoked, it's added to the top of the call stack. When the function completes, it is removed from the stack, and the execution continues from where it left off. 33. How do you polyfill a feature in JavaScript? Answer. A polyfill is a piece of code that provides modern functionality on older browsers that do not natively support it. It's often used to implement newer ECMA script methods in older environments. Example, for array.prototype includes JavaScript. If array.prototype includes array.prototype includes equals function search element. Return this index of search element equals -1. 34. What is a higher order function in JavaScript? Answer. A higher order function is a function that either takes one or more functions as arguments, returns a function, or both. These are useful in functional programming. Example, JavaScript. Function higher order fn. Return function value. Return fn value. Const add1 equals higher order number equals number plus 1. Console.log add1 5 / outputs 6. 35. Explain async and defer attributes in the script tag. Answer. Both async and defer are used to load external JavaScript files without blocking HTML parsing. Async loads the script asynchronously and executes it as soon as it's downloaded. Defer loads the script asynchronously but waits until the HTML is fully parsed before executing. 36. What is the difference between mutable and immutable objects in JavaScript? Answer. Mutable objects. Their state or content can be changed after creation, e.g., arrays, objects. Immutable objects. Their state or content cannot be changed after creation, e.g., strings, const, declared variables containing primitive values. Example, JavaScript. Let arr equals 1, 2, 3, / mutable. arr 0 equals 10, const str equals hello, / immutable. str 0 equals h, / this doesn't change the string. 37. How do you create a deep copy of an object in JavaScript? Answer. A deep copy creates a new object and recursively copies all properties of the original object, whereas a shallow copy only copies references to objects within the original object. Example, using json.parse and JSON stringifier for deep copy, JavaScript. Let obj equals a 1b, a c. 2. Let deep copy equals json.parse, json.stringify, obj. Deep copy, b, c equals 3. Console.log, obj, bc, / outputs. 2. Original object is unaffected. 38. Explain the concept of event delegation. Answer. Event delegation is a technique in JavaScript where a single event listener is added to a parent element to manage events triggered by its children. This reduces the need to add many individual event listeners. Example, JavaScript. Document, get element by ID, parent. Add event listener, click, function event. If event target and event, target node name equals button. Console.log, button clicked. 39. What is the difference between set timeout and set interval? Answer. Set timeout executes a function after a specified delay. Set interval repeatedly executes a function at fixed intervals until cleared. Example, JavaScript. Set timeout equals console.log executed after 1 second, 1000, / runs once. Set interval equals console.log executed every second, 1000, / runs repeatedly. 40. What is the difference between function.prototype.call and function.prototype.apply? Answer. Both methods are used to invoke a function with a specific this value, but call takes arguments separately. Apply takes arguments as an array. Example, JavaScript. Function greet name. Console.log hello $name. Greet@call this Alice. / call. Greet apply this Bob. / apply. 41. How can you prevent the default behavior of an event in JavaScript? Answer. You can prevent the default behavior of an event using the event preventDefault method. Example, JavaScript. Document.querySelector form.addEventListener submit function event. Event.preventDefault / prevents the form from submitting. 42. What is the temporal dead zone in JavaScript? Answer. The temporal dead zone, TDZ, refers to the time between when a variable is declared with let or const and when it is initialized. Accessing the variable before initialization results in a reference error. Example, JavaScript. Console.log a / reference error is not defined. Let a equals 10. 43. What is the event loop in JavaScript? Answer. The event loop is a mechanism in JavaScript that handles asynchronous operations. It continuously checks the message queue and the call stack, executing queued events, callbacks, when the call stack is empty. 44. Explained try, catch in JavaScript. Answer. Try, catch is used to handle exceptions in JavaScript. Code inside the try block is executed, and if an error occurs, control passes to the catched block. Example, JavaScript. Try, throw new error, something went wrong. Catch e. Console.log, it a message, / outputs, something went wrong. 45. What is the difference between equals and equals in JavaScript? Answer. Equals, loose equality, compares two values for equality after performing type coercion. Equals, strict equality, compares two values for equality without type coercion, meaning both the type and value must be the same. Example, JavaScript. Console.log 1 = 1, / true, loose equality. Console.log 1 = 1, / false, strict equality. 46. What is hoisting in JavaScript? Answer. Hoisting is a behavior in JavaScript where variable and function declarations are moved to the top of their scope before execution. This means you can use functions and variables before they are declared. Example, JavaScript. Console.log hoisted, / outputs. Undefined due to hoisting. var hoisted equals I am hoisted. 47. How do you handle asynchronous code in JavaScript? Answer. Asynchronous code can be handled using callbacks, functions passed as arguments to be executed later. Promises, objects that represent the eventual completion or failure of an asynchronous operation. Async / await, a more readable way to work with promises. Example, promise, JavaScript. Fetch, https://JSON placeholder, typicode com/posts. Then response equals response JSON. Then data equals console.log data. .catch, error equals console.error. 48. What is the arguments object in JavaScript? Answer. The arguments object is an array-like object accessible inside functions that contains the values of the arguments passed to that function. Example, JavaScript. Function sum. Let total equals 0. For let I equals 0, I arguments a length I++. Total plus equals arguments I. Return total. Console.log sum 1, 2, 3 / outputs 6. 49. What is destructuring assignment in JavaScript? Answer. Destructuring assignment is a syntax that allows unpacking values from arrays or properties from objects into distinct variables. Example, JavaScript. Const a b equals 1, 2. Const name age equals name Alice age 25. Console.log AB // outputs 1, 2. Console.log name age / outputs Alice 25. 50. How does array.prototyped reduce work in JavaScript? Answer. The reduce method executes a reducer function on each element of the array, resulting in a single output value. It is used to accumulate values by iterating over an array. Example, JavaScript. Const arr equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Consum equals arr reduce. ACC cur equals ACC plus cur 0. Console.log sum / outputs 10. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Visit parthakachana.com for technology resources and stock analysis.